YouTube. It is Monday morning. I'm gonna say the 9th of May. And oh, it's the 10th. Oops. The first vlog video went up last night and I'm buzzing. I got a really good response and I was so nervous. So it's lovely to have such great support and comments so early on. And I know I'm not gonna hit the thousands or millions of views, but to know that a handful of people have sat and watched already and spent 16 minutes of their Sunday evening on me is pretty cool. This week I'm in work full time and then got the gym tonight. I'm basically booking everything sort of day by day just to see how my body's taking it. Have to increase cardio from this week. And then once I can get into that routine and get settled, then we'll look at the food stuff. So that's the plan. And in this vlog I want to try and give you a little bit more of a background of me and how I've got to this point. So I know that's a lot of people are quite curious on that, so we'll get that done this week as well. So
you've seen me try, you've seen me break, you've seen me fight the demons I face. You give me air when I can't breathe, when I can't bear to fight what's coming. You say don't surrender, I never will.
Just a quick one, just finished Monday at work. I'm gonna grab a quick coffee with Mum and my sister. And then we've a later gym session tonight, so like I think it's booked for 7:30. My eyes are irritating me. I've went and changed my contacts over to monthly. I'm really struggling with these. I've got new ones coming in, I think at the end of this week, so hopefully that makes a difference. But I've struggled all day. I'm hoping a coffee is going to help.
I've seen you break, but I've seen you rebuild. Don't surrender, I'll hold your hand. I've seen you dark skies, but I've seen them clear. Highlight, night and moonlight, through my heart's wide, you're my shield. Highlight, you're my umbrella, through my heart,
We have just totally smashed leg day on a Monday. What did we do? 2 sets at 80 kilos on the leg press?
Yeah.
It's definitely my best so far. What's the heaviest you've gone?
60, so that was...
Oh, holy shit. So, best for both of us. Are you driving or? Sweet. I actually feel like I probably had a couple more reps in me, but I don't want to push it 'cause it's Monday. There's still a whole week of sessions to do. Do you think you could have got another couple of reps? I definitely had a couple more in me, definitely. Alright, home, protein, chill out for a little bit, and start the whole process all over again. Good morning, it is Thursday, which means I'm working from home today, which means I can show you a bit more of my morning routine really. Specifically to do with kind of mornings for me is very heavily like liquid based, and it's just really to prepare me for the gym tonight and to help me recover from last night. As well as all of that, I sort of try and prep ready for dinner. We buy chicken in bulk, it's frozen, so kind of getting that defrosted, decided what we're having, that kind of stuff. But I thought it would be interesting to show you exactly the drinks that I have in the morning and why I take them. So let me spin this round. So So this is a fairly typical first thing. In fact, to be fair, normally by now I would have had either a black coffee or a quick espresso. Do not start the day without coffee. Then I take Skinny Sprinkles to help with morning hunger, just to tide me over, especially when I'm working. Just to get rid of me snacking really. BCAAs, normally this is in a big tub, but we're getting to the bottom of it, so it's in that, and that's to help with muscle repair and recovery and just get rid of all the aches. And then some vitamin C, because I seem to catch every flu and cold that's going. That's the plan. When you take Skinny Sprinkles, always take a glass of water as well. To be fair, I think drinking a full thing of this with BCAAs will count as enough liquid, but we do it anyway. So here we go.
You've seen me get till I gave everything. It's always then when I'm collide, when you step in and bring me back. You say you don't surrender.
So, Jodie's at an appointment this evening, which means that we couldn't go to the gym as planned. So I thought this would be a really good opportunity to sit down and discuss the main point of the vlog. You'll have to excuse me. We decided to bring Benny with us, and he is going crazy. We're in the middle of a car park, and people just constant, and he likes people. So yeah, I wanted to give you sort of, I know a lot of people have asked for a background as to how I've got to this point, or what I'd done in the past. I don't know how much you guys want to know, and how much of this is actually going to be of interest, and how much is just me rambling away, really. I guess in terms of a fitness journey, I started 2013. In fact, I couldn't even tell you what my starting weight was. When I first weighed in, I'd probably been trying to actively lose weight for about 6 months at that point, and I was just over 19 stone. So if my calculations are correct, I was definitely over 20 stone, possibly just under 21 stone. And I'd just moved to Manchester. I had found myself in a position where I was in a really difficult relationship, really. I hate using the word, but I was in a very abusive relationship, a mentally abusive one. I really did become a shadow of myself very, very quickly. Anyone that is watching this from my Manchester era, you know, maybe even they will recognise sort of the downward spiral that I had. I moved to Manchester and I was very confident, very outgoing, very bubbly. I was the joker of the group. And within a year or so, I had that knocked out of me completely. And I was constantly put down and told that I was fat, and you know, told to stop eating. I had to look a certain way, and I had to look good so that I could go out and enjoy a social life. So I did lose weight, and actually it's probably the lowest weight that I'd ever got to. But I did it the wrong way. Yes, okay, a lot of it was diet, but I got to a point where I was really, really badly under eating, and I was supplementing energy drinks for food. So rather than eating while I was at work, what started out as 1 or 2 cans of Monster a day very quickly became 5 or 6 just to get me through the work day. And I got, like I said, from about 19 stone down to 12.5 stone. In 2014 I moved back home to Northern Ireland, moved back home to my parents. my mum very quickly realised that I had a problem with energy drinks. You alright there? She got me help, went to the doctors. I had to get weaned off energy drinks. I think sort of as I got out of that phase and as I became happier and I got into a new relationship, the weight sort of crept back on. Then that kind of takes us up to 2018, when me and an ex decided to try for a baby. We unfortunately lost our baby after a process of IVF, and at that point it was very much a case of, you know, we'd lost everything, and including the relationship, and we both threw ourselves into the gym, and, you know, we both, when I say threw ourselves into the gym, I mean like we were, you know, doing 1.5 to 2 hour sessions every single day. Do you mind? I might have to take him out. Alright, let's try that again, Benny. Don't even know where I got up to. So yeah, we threw ourselves into the gym, and by summer of 2019, God, I was down to a decent weight. I was 13 stone 3. This time I understood weights and I enjoyed weights, and I'd spent the last sort of 6 or so months learning weights, and that became my staple. I challenged myself to work out every day from Christmas Eve until my 30th birthday, which was about, I think it was 136 or 137 days in the end. On my 30th birthday was my final workout, and I went with 3 or 4 friends before we went out for a meal. And after that I just decided, you know what, I need a couple of weeks break. What I was doing wasn't healthy in the long run, and it wasn't something that I could sustain in the long term either. So I gave myself a couple of weeks break, and then I got into a pattern of sort of 3 or 4 days a week. By this point I was in a new relationship and traveling a lot. So a lot of my gym activities was based on either being home, being in the country, or making sure that I was in a hotel that had a gym. And that wasn't always possible, and especially sort of in the early days of the new relationship, where you know, if I was going for a long weekend, we certainly weren't gymming. We'd spend a lot of time walking around London, but gym wasn't my first or only priority at that point. Then at the end of 2019, I was asked by my previous employer to move to England. So we moved from Belfast over to England at the end of January 2020. As you can imagine, I had 3-4 weeks in the country before COVID had really taken over, and another sort of 3 or 4 weeks after that before we were put into a lockdown. So suddenly I was in a new country, but we were both in a brand new place. We didn't know anyone really. We had no family around us. We're thrown into lockdown. Jodie's out of work. I'm on furlough. We had no gyms. And the only thing that we really had at that point was our daily walk that we were allowed to Morrison's, or, you know, around the area that we lived in. And, you know, going from heavy lifting 3 or 4 days a week and, you know, cycling 60-70 miles a week, and suddenly having that taken away from you and all you're left with is your bike at home, you know, that became very boring very, very quickly. And with a lot of people, everyone struggled with their mental health, and I know a lot of people are still battling with their mental health now. I did buy some weights for the house, for my birthday that year, but we were very limited. There was a short supply, and the equipment that I had bought just wasn't quite right. Couldn't get the proper. We got a workout, but it just wasn't something that I was able to sustain or enjoy long term either. And cardio became boring very, very quickly. The long and short of it is, in the last year, I've done very, very little. We enjoyed cooking. We've enjoyed barbecues. We moved from Belfast to England, then from England back to Belfast the tail end of last year, and even from moving home August last year to now, we've moved twice since. So we've not really had a very good content period for the last year and a half. Gyms are open now, so that's us. We're up and running. We're ready to go.